Hello, Mr. Conic Scholar, Aiko here, and today I'm going to be talking about the FLAN mod. I will split this video into two parts, one for the admin and one for the player base. So for the admin, I will be showing you how to install FLAN for your Fabric 1.16.5 Minecraft server. For the normal player, I'm going to be showing you how to use the commands, as well as how to claim your own LAN, give permission to yourself, the public, and your private friends group. Today, with me, I have a friend, Panda. He's going to help me demonstrate some of the permission. I will also leave all the information you need in the description, as well as a bonus preset that you can simply copy and paste into your game. So you can have all the permission that I recommend on my server, TresMensis. So you save a lot of time and skip a lot of steps. There's a quality of life update for FLAN in the future, but we're not going to wait until that point. So let's get started. The thing you're going to need is a golden hole. I don't think I have a golden hole anymore. I did this demonstration yesterday, so today is going to be a little bit messier. This is actually the third time I record this demonstration. So we have actually bug tested and figured out a few extra blocks, a few extra bonuses. So let's get started with whatever we know for now. So depending on the admin, depending on the server, for my server, when you claim LAN, you claim 10 blocks downward from where you initially select the LAN. So if I were to, let's say, start claim this block right here with a golden hole, and then go to the opposite corner to claim a block right here, that will basically go straight down for 10 blocks, and Panda can't mine any of the blocks within this area. But below that 10 block, he can. So he can mine underneath your base and nothing will be affected. So this also supports a few other systems to create like towns, so you can make a big claim and then subdivide it into smaller claim, sub-claim, and you can switch from main claiming mode to sub-claim edit mode, and there's a lot of that. So that's like a little bit advanced feature. We won't be showing all of that here because the video is going to be too long. So I'm going to just summarize all the stuff you need to make the video as short and as helpful as possible. And it also just depends on a case by case what you're trying to do, and if you need help, you can just ask me over in my Discord for that particular thing, or just wait until the plugin updates so there's quality of life, so you don't have to manually type in the permission one at a time. It's very easy to use. It's basically the same as the Townie plugin or any kind of a world claim plugin, so you don't need to worry about those. As for permission, there is the default state, true and false. For the permission, default is basically the global state, whatever you set it as, and the true and false is just on and off basically. We have a few settings, so I'm going to demonstrate with a water bucket. I have already claimed this LAN. You can see if the LAN is claimed or not by using a stick. Let me go grab a stick real quick. You can just use a stick to right click on the LAN, and it says this claim belongs to Aiko to Draco. I have set all the permission to true, so Panda can basically put water inside of this this claim LAN. Let me check my permission because I'm pretty sure I set up most of them. Yep, he cannot place water right there. Yeah, he can place water outside, but the water gets stops when it is inside. And he does have permission to place inside. I have given him that. So in order to access the FLAN mod, you need to type FLAN Menu. There you go. FLAN Menu. I'm going to quickly delete the ally because I have Panda and Crowley as the ally from yesterday's demonstration. So we're going to have to remove both of their heads right now. So now he doesn't have any permission. So if we were to, let's say, see him put water inside, he cannot. Yeah, he cannot put water inside. He cannot access any of my chests. He cannot access any of my shulker box, use my crafting table, use my bed, or use my anvil, or do anything really. He just can't do anything inside of this claim LAN. So you can kind of see how customizable this plugin is. It's exactly the same as Townie. So if you ever used that plugin before, it's pretty much the same. So I'm going to quickly talk about all the commands normal player needs to know. Menu, claim information, delete, delete all, delete subclaim, delete all subclaim, FLAN list, switch mode, group, and transfer claim, add claim, edit permission. So we're going to show you the most important one. The most important one is simply the golden hole and the Flan menu. So select a location that you want right here, right click, and then right click to the selection that you desire. So right click the second position to the left side. So there you go. Once you have claimed the land, it should say to your bottom left, this is equal to Draco's claim land. You have the total claim blocks. The more you play on the server, the more claim blocks you get, the more claim blocks you obtain. So let's talk about the global permission first. You type in /Flan Menu. This is the most important command. You have two different settings: edit global permission and edit group permission. So global permission is what everyone on the server by default can do in your LAN. I want them to, let's say, I don't want them to edit claim. I don't want them to edit permission. So you're just gonna have to read through what each one of them do. I don't want them to use my anvil. I don't want them to use my bed. I don't want them to access anything, really. I don't want them to use my ender chest, let's say. If I have an ender chest, I don't want them to use it. I can just disable it. I don't want them to use my enchanting table. So they can't use my enchanting table. I don't want them to start a raid. Maybe I do want them to start a raid. I can enable it, but I don't, so I'm not going to. I don't want them to use my nether portal, so I'll disable that. Plus on this server, nether portal is not allowed. You have to go to the public nether portal to prevent lag. Since we're playing this on 1.16.5 with the mod pack Origin SMP. So this plugin is very helpful for that. I don't want player to drop item on in my LAN. I don't want them to be able to pick up anything. So now Panda cannot drop any item, even if he wants to. He can't. Yeah, he can't. He can't eat. He can't pick up any item. So if I were to, let's say, drop my my pickaxe, he cannot pick it up while it is in my LAN. So if you, let's say, have a mob farm and you don't want the player to be able to pick up the drops, you want them to be able to get the XP but not pick up the drops, that's one part of it. Just have the settings like that and have a hopper system and you'll be good to go. I'm going to enable drops and pickups. And herd player, this is good for admin if you want to set up an area for PvP or you want your base to be a safe spot where no one can hurt you. That is good. So it's good for raiding. It's good for setting up some safe zone. So fire spread, if you're having a tree farm, fire isn't allowed to spread inside of your farm unless you do it yourself. A mob farm, which means this is gonna be good depending on your light level. If you're building a base underground or maybe in the sky, the mob spawning will help quite a lot. And this one, animal spawn. If you're making on grass and you want sheep and cow to spawn, you can enable that. So that's basically all the global setting. Global setting will be transferred automatically into the permission group, into the group setting in the default. And all the group permission is by default. I'm going to remove this demonstration from yesterday. So when you first open it up, Flan Menu, and click on Edit Group Permission, you're going to see two buttons. This one is just back. You're going to see two buttons. An anvil that says Add and a Remove button. This is so you can delete all of your group very, very quickly. So for me in this demonstration, I'm gonna make an ally group. So people like Crowley and Panda on the server can access my chest, can use my crafting table, can use anvil, can sleep in my bed, and etc. But anyone that isn't in that group cannot do the same thing. They'll be on default. Yeah, they'll be at default settings. And you can make multiple different groups. So if I, let's say, don't like a group, let's say, for example, Hassler, I can add an extra group called enemies, and they will be, I will enable PvP in this area, so I can TP them to me, or when they come raid me, I can have a trap and kill them. So there's a lot of different variety to consider, and a lot of options. So we're gonna just demonstrate with the ally thing first. Step 1. Click Add. Step 2, type in the group name. I'm gonna name it Ally. So step 3, you have to click on the little piece of paper called Ally so you can go into the group. Now you're in the group that is called ally, and now you are in the player section of the ally. Now whatever you type in here that has the word add, when you click add, will have to be the name of the player, the in-game name of any player. I'm gonna start off with just Panda, so Panda can stand right in front of me. Panda plays V2. If you done this correctly, you should see the player's head show up right here. If you done it incorrectly, it will show you something like this. And if I do it incorrectly, it will show me a player that doesn't exist. See, it doesn't show up. So you have to type it correctly for it to register. If you see a player's head showing up right here, that means you have set it up correctly. Okay, now we're gonna click back, just gonna double check so you see that it is here. If you wanna remove someone from the claim, simply click on remove mode to be true and then click on their heads. But I'm not going to do that. So you can just go back. There is no UI. There is no UI for for automating it and clicking so you can select all of the permission on the group chat, on the group one, on the ally one. So that really sucks, but you can do it via command. So that's why this tutorial exists, because it's that tedious and annoying. You agree? It's tedious and annoying to just type it in instead of clicking true or false. Need quality of life,
It is very, very annoying.
Yeah. Yeah, you have to type it in. It's very annoying. It's super annoying. So I hope they fix it in the new update, the mod creator. So this is what you're gonna type. Like I said before earlier, you will have a preset inside of my YouTube video's description. So just copy and paste that over. So what you gotta do is stand inside of your claim. This is important. If you stand outside of your claim, it doesn't work properly. You have to stand inside of your claim. The player that you're trying to do doesn't have to be in the claim, but you yourself have to be inside of the claim for this to work. You have to type in FLAN. You need to type in permission, spacebar, group, not global. You need to go for group, ally, or the name of whatever your group is, spacebar, and then the permission that they're allowed to do. I won't, because there's so many permissions, I won't explain what each one does, but there is but you can see it with the Flan space menu to see what each one does. Anvil, I will say true. Default is false, so we're gonna do true. Next, we're going to do is armor stand, so he can access my armor stand. True. I don't think I'm going to have any armor stand. And you only need to do this once, and all of the player within the group will be able to use those permissions. So third one is beacon, bed. I want him to be able to sleep in my bed. Okay, so that's basically all the stuff. Let's go and copy and paste Crowley's game. I don't think capitalization matters when you type in their player's name, but I'll try to see if that matters. Type in Flan Menu, go to the edit permission group, click on the ally group, click add, type in the name, click on the book. It'll show up capitalization does not matter. You do not need to worry about caps. I also need to do Flan Delete while standing on the claim that I want to delete the claim. Commands for the admin. So if you're an admin, you want to have a spawn safe spot or a PvP area. I'm going to quickly demonstrate with like a PvP area over here, even though PvP is not on. Let's have a quick claim. But before that, an admin needs to switch the admin mode. So you need to go Flan admin mode, like that, right there. Flan spacebar admin mode. You also, when you're in admin mode, ignore all claims as true, so you can interact with other players' claim with no problem. I'm gonna claim this little small 30 by 30. Also minimum is 10 by 10. So let's go for a little bit bigger claim. Gonna go for a little bit bigger. I'll show how to delete the claim as well while I'm doing this. So now this claim right here is the admin claim. Set, you need to do Flan set admin claim. Yeah, you need to do Flan set admin claim true. So now this claim is admin claim. If I were to, let's say, right click with a stick, Oh man, my shield is in the way. Yeah, if you right click with a stick right here, it doesn't have a name, but the permission still holds true. I am in admin mode, so I have to get out of admin mode to kind of demonstrate. Can I punch this? I can still. I think the global permission allows it to punch it still. That's...
You're off.
Oh! Okay, try punching the block. Yeah, I know. Okay, yeah, I'm up. Yep. Okay. Admin claim is basically a safe spot, a safe zone. Only admin can set all the permissions. So the admin can basically do exactly what the player just did with the Flan menu and customize the permission of this LAN right here, of this LAN. Can they break blocks? Can they do anything? So that's going to be the quick demonstration. Okay, welcome to the second part of the Flan tutorial. I'm going to show you how to install Flan onto the server as the server owner or server admin. So first, you're going to click in the description of the YouTube video to get the Flan Mod downloaded. Make sure the Flan plugin is up to date and for Fabric. So right here, we have the newest version of Flan. Click download. Wait 5 seconds for your download. You can save it at your desktop or your download folder. I'm going to save it at my download folder. Downloads. There we go, Flan. Now with Flan downloaded, you click show in folder so you can have the Flan jar. Now go to wherever your FTP file manager is or whatever server hosting that you use. I'm currently using Bisect hosting, so I'm gonna be demonstrating with their file manager. Simply click on file manager, scroll down until you see the mods folder. Click on the mods folder. If you already have Flan installed, which I do, you will be seeing this right here, Flan. I already have Flan installed. It is the exact same one, so I can delete this to reinstall it, but I'm not going to. So we're just gonna leave it at that. What you want to do is click upload, drag and drop your Flan mod into the folder, wait for it to upload, and it'll be at 100%. Click close and restart the server once you have uploaded the Flan mod. So that's how you install Flan onto the server. Next thing I'm going to show you is the config folder for the admin to access. So what you're going to do is go to File Manager, click on Config, scroll down until you see Flan, or you can click Control F on your keyboard to look for Flan. There you go, Flan folder right here. Click on that. There's the Flan config. Don't need to touch the Flan language, only need to touch the Flan config. So click edit and you have a few settings. For me, I'm gonna have my player base, all player on the server to start with minimum of 500 blocks. I will allow max claim of 5,000 blocks per player, so they cannot get more than 5,000 blocks if they play on the server a lot. How many ticks for the next block they spend on the server? The more playtime, the more blocks they get. I set it at 600 as default. Minimum claim size is the smallest amount of blocks that you need in order to claim. So 2x2 doesn't work. I set it to 10. I'm actually going to change this to 4 so we can claim a 2x2. Default claim depth is how low the claim is. So if you want to have the ability to mine underneath your base, you can set it to 10. For me, on my server, I do not want people to have the ability to mine below my base, so I'm gonna change that to 100. So it'll be 100 blocks below where I set my claim. We can also go for ignore blocks. I'm gonna leave that as default for the claim, so there's no blocks that doesn't allow it. If you're going for an adventure map, then this is good if you can set ignore blocks, which blocks you cannot be claimed, certain blocks that can't be claimed. We also have lenient block entity check. Leave it as false. If you don't know what you're doing, just leave it at false. Blacklist world, so maybe you don't want people to claim the end, maybe you don't want people to claim the nether, you can blacklist that. Or if you have multiverse, maybe you have like a pocket dimension, then you can set the ID of that world and it will be blacklisted so people can't claim and edit in there. World whitelist is basically the same, but you can whitelist the overworld, the end, the nether, and everything else will be blacklisted automatically. Allow mob to spawn in the area is by default is false. I want to keep it the same. The claiming item. If you don't like to use the golden hoe, you can use the golden shovel. Simply replace the hoe with the word shovel. But for me, I think the golden hoe is fine, so I'm gonna leave it at the golden hoe. But most plugins use the golden shovel. The inspection item is a Minecraft stick. Leave it at default. Most plugins use the Minecraft sticks, so it'll be fine. Claim display time is basically how often, when you hover over the item, how often it shows up for your claim, and how long it takes before it fades. Permission level is 2, leave that default. We have basic default permission, subdivided, and op permission. That's good enough. We don't need any more. But if you use lock perm, then you can set it up to be higher. But I don't use lock perm, so we don't need this. Maybe for builder or for lock perm, then you can increase the number. But for now, leave it default. No problem there. Global default permission. This is if you want certain area, like when someone claims the land, they have the default global permission. Everyone has the same one. I usually leave it at default because the default setting is already perfect, so we don't need to change anything. Enable locks, I want it to be false. If you want to enable locks, you can, but I don't really need to check what everyone claim is, where they claim the blocks, and how long they claim it for. If you want logs of that, you can enable it. But I think I'm gonna be fine with all of those. So once you're done configuring your file, click save and close. Then all you gotta do is simply go back and restart the server. Looks like there is one player online. I will restart the server right now. Actually, no, I'm gonna wait until he logs off, then I'm gonna restart the server. But that's basically it. How you get to the config folder, where the config folder is located, and how to edit the config folder. So thank you so much for watching this tutorial. I'm Aiko. Leave a like if this video helps you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!